Hey everybody, welcome to another Digital Making at Home live stream. I'm here with Christina. How are you, Christina? You good?
Hey, how's it going? Good
Not
to
too
see you.
bad. Coming to us live all the way from Nebraska.
All the way from Nebraska.
That's awesome. What time is it where you are? It's dinner time where we are, so it's about lunchtime where you are?
Yeah, lunchtime. I think I'm 6 hours. So yeah, 11:30.
At our new, improved later time slot, like we're in prime time now.
Yeah. It's not super early in the morning for me. And hopefully we have more folks joining us now that folks are out of school. We know school started, so we wanted to move that time so y'all can join us after. So definitely let us know where you're joining us from. I'll be monitoring our chat, so feel free to comment. Like, I'm in Nebraska. Where are you, Mr. C?
I'm in Cambridge, in England.
Okay, neat. Yeah. So definitely type in the chat. Let us know where you are joining us from so we can give you a shout out.
Yep, and we can answer questions and stuff too, or if you've got comments or things you'd like to say about the stream, you can pop them in the chat as well, and we can sort of maybe bring them up on screen if we're getting lots of people asking similar questions and stuff. And we've got some cool guests this week. We've got Emma Posey, who's a learning manager at Raspberry Pi, because our theme obviously this month is looking after yourself, and she helped design the pathway that we're following this month. And we've got Sebastian and Sophia coming to us from Atlanta in Georgia, so that's pretty cool as well. We've got some more American kids on, which is really great. Like, I love having the American kids on.
Yes. I'm super excited. And I see we've got a couple friends from the UK. Alex from Puerto Rico. Thanks for joining again. And we've got some more friends from the UK. So it's great to see, because we wanted to make this time work for you all so you could join us after school. We see Ali from Iraq.
Yeah,
thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'm really excited about today to hear from Emma and to code with Sebastian and Sophia.
Absolutely. I mean, should we get Emma on? We can find out where she is at the moment. I think she's somewhere else as well. Are you there? Hey, Emma.
Hi. Hello. Yeah, I'm talking to you from Wales, so borders with England and Wales.
Nice.
Welcome.
Deep countryside, lots of sheep.
Nice. It's nice out there. Whereabouts in Wales are you at the minute?
It's East Wales, so just on the border with Herefordshire.
Right. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Nice green countryside out there.
It's very rural.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Nice. Just getting away from it for a little bit.
No, I live here.
You live here?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. You live out there all the time.
Yeah. No, I live here. No public transport whatsoever.
Nice. Yeah. See, like people say that like it's shocking, but I come from Australia, so like, you know, like everything's miles and miles away. Everything's like way out in the middle of nowhere. And I come from Western Australia, which is like the Cornwall part of Australia, right? So, yeah, lots of things far apart.
Yeah,
so
lost without your car, which isn't very environmentally friendly.
Same in Australia, yeah. It's the
same in Nebraska.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, everything's pretty far apart. Lots of cornfields.
Amazing.
Definitely different from California, but I'm learning to love it. People here are really, really nice, really kind. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And so, I mean, like, speaking of really nice, like you worked on the pathway that we're working on this month, the self-care pathway, which is like a really cool thing. Like, I love when people confuse technology and like self-care and sort of like thinking about the human person and being mindful as well. How did you come up with like the pathway idea and sort of like putting it together, and what inspired you along that journey with your team?
Well, I suppose it's no surprise that it was developed during lockdown. So everyone was thinking a lot about healthy minds, healthy bodies. And we very much wanted to develop a pathway that was about looking after yourself, but then also looking after others. So we were conscious of people staying in touch with each other, and a whole kind of wealth of different ways to look after yourself. So we put together a series of projects, there's 6 of them, and they vary between games to animations to interactive app type projects. So there's a whole mixture there, really, to attract lots of different people to have a go.
That's awesome. And what makes the sort of, it's a curated gallery of projects, but what makes it a pathway? What is about that sort of gallery that makes it a pathway?
Really good question. One of the things we try and do is the first project, which is Stress Ball, is really like an entry level project. So if you don't know anything about Scratch, that's fine. You literally get introduced to the interface, and then the project takes you through a number of different blocks. And then each project, if you like, kind of increases the challenge in what you're doing, so that it's like stepping stones. So by the end, you reach project 6 and you've been introduced to a number of different blocks and and constructions that enable you to understand where you're going. So we call it a pathway because it takes you on a journey, really, and it scaffolds your learning. So as I say, the first project is for everyone. So if you've already done Scratch, you'll enjoy it, and if you just starting with Scratch, you'll understand how to do the project.
That's cool. And so that sort of the scaffolding and the structure was baked into it to make you follow all the way through. But could you, if you felt like you had done enough practice in Scratch or some of the early ones, could you skip ahead, or is the idea that you start at the start and finish at the end?
I'd like to think people start the stuff just because they're going to miss out quite a lot of fun things. So the first project, Stress Ball, you actually get to, squeak a stress ball and make its face turn funny. And there's just quite a lot of fun things that you would miss out on. I would suggest to learners that if they are confident at Scratch, just do the projects in a quicker way. Just get through them quicker, but try and do them all. And we'd love to hear back. Because the pathway's just done, we'd love to hear back from people and to see if they've enjoyed it, or if they think of ways of improving it. So feedback would be really important for us.
Awesome. And we can just see here on the screen, like we've got the pathway up, and you can see the projects laid out one after the other sequentially there. And we'll be working on Butterfly Garden today. That's the one that we're going to work through. And so that's a nice, really early beginner project and things like that. So how did you guys come up with like the theme itself? Like what, like self-care was all about through the lockdown and those sorts of things. And then making those projects to fit the theme, was that something that just came naturally to the team, or did you have to really think about making sure that you could get them like properly self-care type projects?
We thought quite a lot about them, and quite a lot of projects come up and you think, oh, that's great, and then another one comes up and you think, actually, that's better. So there's a lot of shuffling. It's a bit like shuffling a pack of cards until you get the right three that work well together and work well in the kind of learning journey that I was talking about earlier. So we wanted a variation between ones that made you relax, which is Butterfly Garden. It's so relaxing, to ones that actually make you concentrate very hard. So the final project is Focus on the Prize, and that actually forces you to be alert. We've also got one which is Relax and Stretch, which is all to do with staying nimble and alive while you're sitting. And so there's a whole various, so we tried to keep it varied. That's probably at the heart of it.
That came through like really strongly for me looking at the projects, and I guess that's where I was going with my questioning. Is I noticed there's a big range of things that are about self-care, right? Like it's not just making a whole bunch of projects that you can sit there and chill and watch, although that is part of it. The other part of self-care is also making sure that you're active as well, right? And that you're sort of mentally on the point and doing things like that as well. It's not all just about chilling out. And I really love that you guys encompassed all those things in the projects and that pathway. It's really, really cool.
There's one of the projects, fruit salad, is you make a fruit salad. It actually started off as making a pizza, but pizzas aren't healthy, and you won't be looking after yourself if you eat too much pizza. So we go through quite a long and involved development process to kind of come up with what we think is the right kind of project.
Yeah, that's cool. And not to sort of like completely change track on you, but I know another thing that you work on a lot at the Raspberry Pi Foundation is something that I know Christina is passionate about, is the Gender Balance in Coding project. Could you have a talk to the viewers about that and sort of like what you're doing and being involved in gender balance work that we're doing at the foundation?
It's a really great project to be involved in. It's all about research. So one of the things is that computer science doesn't have a lot of research behind it. We don't know what necessarily works well and what doesn't work well, although a lot of us think we have a pretty good idea. So the research project really is trying to tease out, do different ways that we learn affect whether computer science or computing can attract people from across the genders? Because one of the things with the technology sector is there's a lot of men in the technology sector, and that needs to change over time. And the only way to change it is to get girls aboard, get young women into computing, and see them undertake exams in that subject in the future, and then move forward to become hopefully more than 50% of the technology sector. But it takes time. So one of the things we look at is if we teach in a different way, does it affect how young people engage? We do a thing called pair programming, where you don't program on your own, you program with somebody else. And a lot of girls enjoy that. There's a lot of conversation and collaboration, which they enjoy. There's other things like making, there's my dog in your background. I wonder if you can hear it. So other things like making something relevant to people. So young girls quite like real world challenges, things that really exist that they can address. So we're looking at that. And there's also other ways that young people can engage. So we're just looking at different, we're calling them interventions. It's a research trial. It's going out to lots of schools. The schools get to do the research. We gather the data, and then we can make kind of recommendations in the future based on that data. And I think that's what we're all desperately seeking is some certainty around what works better to attract young women into the kind of computing arena.
Yeah, definitely. Are there ways that people can get in touch with you if they'd like to contribute to the research in any way, or is it sort of a thing that you reach out to them particularly?
So we're just engaging schools in England. That's in the trial. It's funded by the Department for Education. People can, it'd be great if I knew the URL off by heart, wouldn't it? But I don't. So what I'll have to do is I'll ping it to Christina and she can share it during the stream. Yes, but absolutely. People are just saying they're interested and want to keep informed, even if they can't actually undertake the trial because they're not from a school in England. But anyone who's listening who is a teacher at a school in England, we'd really welcome you to take part.
Awesome. That's really cool. I mean, it's a really sticky wicket, gender balance, right? Because on one side of the coin, you sort of like, you can be really proactive about making sure gender balance is happening. But at the same time, by being proactive, you're sort of almost highlighting the gap that exists and almost possibly making problems for yourself. I mean, how are you finding it approaching sort of gender balance in computing from that end, the building it up sort of perspective?
I think all teachers know it's really difficult. If you've ever been a teacher trying to convince girls to do GCSE in computer science, it's really difficult. Even if they enjoy the subject and they enjoy you, it's actually really difficult to get them on board. What we say is that the research, it's for boys and girls. They both undertake it equally, but we're really just trying to tease out whether we get more buy-in from girls using the interventions that we're using. I mean, I'm hoping that, like I say, at the end of it, we'll be able to sort of lean on these as reliable ways to get girls involved.
Awesome. No, that's really cool. I love it. It's so positive, like the idea that we're reaching out to everybody with an intent to try and focus on girls. Like, I think it's a really nice way to go about it, right?
But it's a long, slow burn.
Definitely.
In the sense that to get from here to a lively gender balanced technology sector, I think it's a very long.
And which is something we've heard from lots of our female guests, lots of the ladies we bring on. They end up saying exactly that while they were at school, it was almost not discouraged, but it was much harder for you to be involved in computer science, mathematics, science, and things like that, just because of the nature of the beast itself. Like you're almost, inherently discouraged from joining in. I think, making it a friendly place for kids to join in is the most important thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting for me. Something I've been reflecting on is that when I was in high school, I was lucky. We had AP Computer Science, and my father loved technology. He built his own computer. My brother ended up taking AP Computer Science. He ended up being a software engineer. And I've recently reflected, like, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I think that I could do it? I actually had a lot of the structure set up to support me, but I realized a big thing that I didn't have, that I didn't see myself in that field. I didn't see other women. Like any teacher I had that was involved with computers, from our computer lab class, it was a male teacher, our high school teacher, male teacher, my dad and my brother, both male. So I didn't see myself in that space until recently, where I now work in an organization with so many women that I found to be such an empowering thing. And it's been really like amazing to realize that. And it's just so important to create spaces. But it is a challenge, like you were saying, that we're identifying that there's this gap. So how do we help girls to see women in tech when there actually aren't a lot of women in tech?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I see my colleague Catherine Charles has just added the link. Thank you, Catherine. No, absolutely. And role models is one thing that we're testing as well. That if we give them more role models, so ideas of women and what they do in the technology sector, does that affect their buy-in as well? So, there's really subtle ways, such as endowed progress, which is encouraging people along the way and saying, great, that's great, well done, and to the next, you've just learnt this, whether we can get a different range of people on board. Because we all learn in different ways. We're not just cut in the same way, are we? Molded in the same way. We all learn in different ways, and it's important to address that.
Yeah, and we have Yolanda saying she was just having this conversation with another teacher about how important it is that representation matters.
Yeah,
and even thinking, like you said, just you and I are both women, but we also have had such different experiences, and young girls, and even like other individuals can still identify, like my experience as a woman in the United States, your experience as a woman in Wales, those are different. And I think it's really important for folks to realize, especially adults now, to share their stories and share those stories with young people so they can see themselves in these spaces. I've always shied away from that. I'm like, my story, it's not really that interesting. And over the last couple of years, I've tried to talk more and more in school spaces and have talked with kids, and had a really amazing conversation last week with a student in Indiana. And she was like, oh my gosh, I get it. I'm seeing into a brain that makes sense to me. And I was like, oh, really? Wow. I think it's important for us to share those stories. It's hard.
We do all have those trigger moments where we see someone and we think, oh, I could be them. I could be like that. And that's really, really important. They're like me and I can get there. I think it's really, really important. So, we're talking about gender balance, but, there's an issue to do with diversity in the technology sector. And, I'm sure that'll be what we're working on next in terms of research.
Definitely.
But it's a fundamental shift that needs to happen, right? Because as we were saying last week too, that the infrastructure of the industry itself is set up in a way that it's built by middle-aged white men for middle-aged white men with the perspective of middle-aged white men. And until we can change those perspectives, we're going to continue to get what we've always got, I think. And so it's fundamental work you're doing. It's amazing. It's really cool, Emma. Thanks for coming on today and having a chat about it. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, thank you so much, Emma.
No, my pleasure. It's lovely, and I love what you're doing. Digital making at home is the thing that's actually made my heart sing during lockdown. So thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. That's a really nice thing to say.
There's a comment
coming from Elle, saying that women in space can have a huge impact because you have stories that help another person persevere, right? And I think, that's exactly what I was thinking when you were talking, Christina.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we need women in the tech space. We're seeing now more than ever, especially with the pandemic, that this is drastically impacting women in the workspace. A lot of women are having to make the decision to stay home and help their families or homeschool their kids. And I just imagine if we were in a world where more women were in tech and could think about the tools that are needed to support a woman in these spaces right now. So shout out to all the women who are in the tech space, who are trying to be role models for other young girls, and who are also teaching. I think Yolanda is a teacher. We have so many incredible teachers in the United States, in the UK, in our Raspberry Pi community, and we value you all so much. So thank you all for doing what you're doing. Yeah. Emma, you're getting a lot of thanks for the record. A lot of folks.
Oh, that's good.
The work you're doing. Nice to know. Thank you. You're awesome, Emma. Good luck.
Thank you, Ali.
We've got some fans.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on today, Emma. It was really cool.
Oh, absolute pleasure.
This month, I think it's nice to know where it came from as we work through it.
Great. And like I say, if people have a go at the projects and they've got a comment to make, there's a link on all of them to make those comments. And we're really interested to know what people think. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming along, and we'll catch you later. I'll see you around the office soon, hopefully.
Bye.
See ya. How cool is that, right? Nice to have a chat with you about all that stuff.
Yeah, it's really neat to hear someone we talk a lot about this, right? We talk about the gender gap in tech. We talk about the lack of diversity in tech. And it's amazing to hear someone who's doing the work, who's in it and really thinking about it and taking action steps so that then we can hear about those actions and we can share those with our community. I value that so much, in the foundation. I think it's something that I want to be a part of, but I also have other pieces that I'm doing. So when I see Emma, it's very comforting to know that we have folks who are doing that. So it's
definitely. I think those problems, the diversity issue in tech is such a big problem. It's almost abstract.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then like to meet and have a chat to like the people who are actually digging in and sort of like saying like, how do we start solving this, right? Like we know it's a problem. Let's start doing some research and like working out how these things may solve it or whether they'll like not work at all. How do you tackle such a huge problem, you know? Like where do you start? It's just
Yeah. I think a lot about that right now, like with the US and like what can I do as someone? And I think it's really important for folks to identify like what is in your sphere and just sometimes just start talking about it. Right. Like there are folks that may not even be aware that there is a lack of like a gender balance in tech or a lack of diversity in tech. So just having conversations, starting small, because you can make an impact. And like we see Emma right now, she's making an impact and we can then share that with our larger community. But you're right. Sometimes it just feels so big. So it's really amazing. Thank you, Emma, for the work you're doing.
Yeah, thanks, Emma. Yeah, and that whole team. Yeah, we're doing amazing work. Cool. So we should get Sebastian and Sophia on because they're waiting in the back. I'm sure they're getting edgy. Yeah, I bet they're getting edgy in the background. Brothers and sisters. So like...
here they are.
Hey, what's up?
Sebastian's about to leave.
Hi. He was finna go get some water. We had this long interval where we could go get some water. He was like, he wanted some water. I was like, you should have did it a long time ago.
Oh man.
Okay, Sebastian, if you need to get some water, buddy, like go grab some water. We can get started, or we'll wait for you.
We can hang out.
Nope, don't be thirsty. Okay. Oh, Mr. C holding up the water glass. Wow.
I just rub it in a bit. How's it going, guys? Are you all right?
Good.
Yeah. Is it still? It's lunchtime where you guys are as well. Sorry,
you said
man?
What now?
No, what did you say? You go first.
I actually, what did you say? Because you said what time.
Okay. Yeah, what time is it where you guys are? It's lunchtime where you are too, right?
Well, yes, it's 12:51.
12:51. Okay, cool. So just after. That was a very precise answer. 12:51. I can tell we're going to get along real fine. Don't worry. So, are you guys here to do some coding today in Scratch? Yeah.
Yes.
And you've used Scratch before, right? Just so I like have a rough idea of how good you are at driving it, because I haven't met you guys until today. So, you do a code club or code a dojo or?
I've used Pixel, Scratch, and some other stuff.
Some other stuff. And do you do it at school? Is it part of your like lessons and stuff that you have to do every day, or is it something that you just like are interested in and you've picked up and you just like to play with?
Like and interested in.
I don't really do this. I don't usually like really do this, but I know the basics and how to do like basics of it. Like I've used Piscal before, and I've used Scratch before.
Awesome. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, like it's not a hard project today. Like we're going to take it easy. We're going to start from the very beginning with like a whole blank canvas, and then we can just throw stuff together. If you've got ideas of things you want to try, like we can make that happen. And like overall, the project is we're just going to make this really nice sort of like chill scene that you can like watch. And like, you know, if you're having a tough day or your brother's annoying you, like you can just like watch this thing and relax.
What is it? I have 6 siblings, so that's every day.
Mate, are you the youngest? No.
Yes.
No, I'm not the youngest.
Okay. Does the youngest have the worst time? Does everything like roll downhill till they like cop the worst of it?
No, she's 1. So
okay, so she gets away with everything. Fantastic. Amazing. Cool. So have you guys got a Scratch tab open?
Yes.
Cool. All right, let's switch over to that. Cool. Okay. So what you want to do first is get rid of the cat. So you can just use the trash can on his Sprite selector underneath the screen there. Just get rid of the cat. We don't need him. Cool. And then add a backdrop, like a nice sort of calm, a chill backdrop, something that you can put in the background there. So if you click the little choose a backdrop, that's the one. It will open up the library and you can just pick some backdrops there. There's like forest or blue sky.
Stop it.
You're so bad. I know where everything is.
I do, but then it clicked the thingy.
Outdoors.
Well, man, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing the two of you makes me actually miss my brother. I know it's like tough sometimes, but like my brother is 17 months younger than me. How close an age are you two?
What if tsunami comes out of nowhere?
It's all right, man. That looks pretty calm to me. That doesn't look like a tsunami kind of beach, man. I think you're all right. I think you'll be all right. So now we've got our backdrop, right? You need to add a sprite. So click on the little face next to the backdrop thing. Are you guys going to pick a new backdrop? You can pick a new one if you want. Like if you're not happy with that, Sophia, pick a new one.
No, I accidentally clicked the wrong. I accidentally clicked the wrong thing right next to it.
All right, cool. So I'm going to add butterfly 1 because that's what the project says. But you can add whatever you want, right? So this is meant to be like a calming scene. So if you click on animals, you'll get like a bunch of sprites that are all just animal sprites. And so I've used butterfly 1, which is the one just at the top row there. But if you guys want to add something else, you can add whatever to your calming scene. You can add like a dove or...
Dragons don't belong on beaches.
But if a dragon is calming to you, then
that's very frightening. That's
well, I think we're seeing a good point, right? And so for folks at home, as we're making this project, I think it's the project guides you through finding something that's calming to you, right? So we're saying, oh, the hedgehog is so cute. Is that the one you paid? Oh, yes.
Okay, so hedgehog, nice. So what we're going to have the hedgehog do now is we're going to get it to like scuttle around the screen, right? We're going to get it to move backwards and forwards across the screen. So the first thing you're going to need is some events. So if you go across to your yellow circle on the left there, you see one that says events. Yeah, cool. And you want when green flag clicked. Cool. And then we're going to do this. So once the green flag is clicked, you kind of want him to do this forever. So grab a control block, the orange one's underneath events. And you see in there, there's a block that says forever. Yeah, click that one in. Cool. And so how do you get stuff to move? Like what's the block that we need to make the hedgehog like take a step across the screen? Yes. Nice, man.
We've kind of done this.
I have done
this too, Sebastian.
Let's see. How many steps?
Well, it's up to you, man. Like 30 steps. He's going to be flogging across the screen. He's going to be going real fast. So if you click the green flag now, what's going to happen, man? What's it going to do?
It's going to do what you just wrote.
But don't you have to do it so it bounces right off the edge and it comes back?
Yes, you do. So what block do you need for that?
Let me see. Isn't it like in control or like?
No. It should be in. It's in motion, right?
Hold on, I gotta scroll down.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. If on edge, bounce. Sweet. So now when you do it, yeah. So you can stop him going upside down as well. Do you want to stop him going upside down?
Yes.
Yeah. Clip that set rotation style left, right. Clip that into your code.
Right here?
So you see that? Yeah, inside. So down to the left there. Yeah, just plug it in. It doesn't really matter where. You can put it at the top, or you can put it inside. It like for this thing's purposes, it will work anywhere.
So don't rotate.
No, leave it as left, right, because then he'll sort of. Otherwise, he'd be doing the moonwalk backwards if he didn't rotate at all. He'd like. So at the moment, he's like flipping this way when he bounces, right? If you had not rotated at all, he would just do this. We don't want that. Cool. So that's one. That's one. We've added one thing to your calming scene. What else should we have in your calming scene? What other stuff do we want to add? We can have these ones do something different, like have something that flies, right? We'll have it fly around the screen. Are they frozen?
Oh, no.
That's all right. That's cool. What we'll do is I will make my butterfly fly around the screen instead.
All right, cool. And for folks at home, we are following along on the pathway that Emma had shared with us. We're doing the butterfly garden project. So we're following along the code there. And as you saw, Sebastian and Sophia were personalizing it to be a beach with a hedgehog, which for the record is a very calming scene for me. So I'm going to be doing the same thing. But you see the link below, rpf.io/DM-butterfly-garden. That's the project that we're following along with. So definitely check it out with us. Ooh, where'd you get that scene or that backdrop, Mr. C?
It's just in the outdoors section. I have Sebastian and Sophia back.
Sorry about that.
Up, guys?
We missed you. No problem. Yeah, we were just telling folks how they could follow along. And you all have some fans. Folks think you're funny. And we have someone saying, yay, Scratch. Thanks so much. We're big fans of Scratch here at the Raspberry Pi Foundation. Oh, wow. That's a really active butterfly there, Mr. C.
Yeah, I'm just going to slow it down a little.
Nice.
Then it needs to move more steps so it can do that thing that I want it to do.
Sophia, you had mentioned that you used Scratch before. What type of projects have you made with it before?
I'm gonna switch the results over right because this thing is like bad.
Oh no, can they hear me? Can you hear me, Mr. C?
I can hear you fine.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's cool. I'm just working on my little sting. It's doing weird stuff now. It's starting to turn.
Yeah.
It's not doing what I want it to do.
Please stop.
I want it to fly around. So why is it not working? Let's see. I want it to kind of just fly around the screen a little bit, but it's not doing what I want it to do.
Sophia, can you switch to your Scratch tab? Oh no, I think they froze again.
Oh, that's okay. We'll just carry on.
Yeah,
I can talk people
okay.
through what I'm doing. That's all right. They'll get sorted out. They'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
They'll be back. Cool. So I'm trying to get my butterfly, Christina, to like fly across the screen, but it's not doing what I want it to do. I want it to also, if on edge bounce, will like save me some problems. I want it to sort of like have a range in front of it. You know what I mean? I want it to be able to turn a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, but never go back on itself. So I'm trying to make like a range of degrees it can turn. So let's see what it does now.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. It's sort of doing what I want now. But I might just change these degrees a little bit to make it a bit more variable. Hey, cool. It's doing a thing. Hey, cool. Sebastian and Sophia are back. What's up, guys?
Okay, I fixed it.
Awesome. What was wrong?
The whatchamacallit, I had to switch the thing again.
Nice work.
So it was stronger, so it won't freeze.
Ooh, that's some music.
No.
Nice. Okay, so you've got a hedgehog going. So what do you want to add to it next, man? What should we add now? Who chose the hedgehog?
Me.
All right, so let's swap, man. Let's swap. You choose, dude. You choose. It's your turn.
No music.
That's fair.
Oh no, no music. No, you're not.
Let's see. What should we add?
You're not adding anything.
Well, we can make this guy do some other stuff, man. You're going to make him play sounds?
Not plop.
Just remember, if you put that pop sound in, man, it's going to like do it. It's just going to go pop, 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 pop over and over
I know.
again.
That's gonna be really annoying.
Sing all the time.
I'm good. No, I'm good.
Do it. Do it.
You do sing a lot.
I'm not singing.
Okay, moving.
Right, what sound are we adding? What do you reckon? You're going to add a pop
I don't
sound?
know.
Hey, if you click on the robot thing, click on robot on the sound. Yeah. Now play it. Yeah.
Did you press play?
We may have robotized it a bit too much.
You robotized it a bit too much.
Just keep pressing undo.
Because like playing with that, it just like changes the wave shape, so it makes it sound really weird. Just oftentimes playing like robotize on a sound and then having it repeat really fast makes it sound awesome, like some 80s synth track. Cool.
We're not gonna do the pop because that just feels like it's gonna be annoying, and that's not very calming.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's not super calming. I would agree with you that pop is not a calming sound. There are many calming sounds in Scratch, but pop is probably not one. What sounds do we have? Let's see.
You're not changing the background.
Can't figure this out. Cool.
It's a love story.
Shh.
What's a calming one?
No, don't do pop.
Glass breaking. That's super calming.
Ooh. Disagree.
How do you get the glass breaking?
Oh, it's a sound. It's actually a sound called glass breaking. If you go to the bottom there where the little speaker picture is, and click on that, you go to the library, right?
yeah.
And then you can add all the different sounds. So, like, if you have a look in there, there's like glass breaking. Like some of them are actually like quite calming. Like there's ocean wave. Ocean wave is actually pretty calming.
Yes.
I would suggest maybe putting that on.
It's an ocean. It's a beach.
I don't care. Alien.
Do not do that. That's gonna be so annoying.
I'm going down.
What else is nice?
And I said, "Will you take me somewhere?"
For folks joining us at home, let us know what you're coding or what, if you have any suggestions or ideas for what we can add to the project.
There's an orchestra.
Sports voice.
Squish pop.
Let's go to voice. Oh, beatbox.
No, that's not calming.
Yeah, that's not even good.
It's not masculine calming.
The beach waves. It's an ocean for crying out
Fine,
loud.
I'll do some beach waves.
Yay! And I said,
That's spelled right.
"Will you take-"
That's spelled beach wave.
I don't know why you asked me. You know, I'm smart, but I'm terrible at spelling.
All right, so if you want, do you want the ocean waves to like play over the soundtrack the whole time? They don't have to be the noise that the hedgehog makes. We can just have it as soon as it starts. It will play like this soothing ocean waves noise. That's how we do that, I reckon.
Yes.
Nice,
Okay.
right? So if you go to your code. So instead of adding it to the code that exists, man, if you make a new loop with a green flag at the top. So go to events and then a green flag and then a forever. Yeah, nice.
Just click on control.
Yeah, grab your forever loop, that's the one. And then if you go back to your sounds, you can say play sound ocean waves until done, and then it will just constantly loop the wave over and over again. It will play the whole sound and it will just loop an ocean wave. So whenever you start the project, you'll get sounds. Nice. I can see Sophia calming down already. This is great. It's working.
Such a peaceful space. Do you like the ocean, Sophia?
Ocean waves are calming. The beach is calming, period.
Yeah.
Unless
Agreed.
you're actually in the ocean,
It's not calming at all.
then it's exhilarating. But if you're just listening to the waves, it's
Yeah. Nice. Definitely. 100% agree.
But if you're in the ocean and you're just listening,
like we went to Orlando recently.
Mm-hmm.
Like the waves were just completely taking. Like there was this one really big wave, and it crested really far offshore. And when it came in, it was really, really high.
Oh,
Nice.
and Sophia got washed away.
No, I did not. I jumped over it.
well, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of the country, and I miss the ocean so much. So I appreciate your decision, Sophia and Sebastian, for picking an ocean scene. It's actually very relaxing for me.
Super relaxing. All right. Let's add a new sprite. I reckon you guys should add like a seagull, like, you know, making its noise in the background, right? That you got to have that calming seagull sound, right?
Yes, that. Mine.
That's like super calming. Yeah.
Actually, we were at the beach, and my little brother. He's like 3. He was just chasing the birds.
Oh,
Really?
that's really cute. How old you say he's 3? Oh, that's really cute.
No,
They only have a duck.
Oh no.
Let me see.
No, surely there's other birds. Hang on a sec. Let's have a look.
No, I think.
Like, you could use the dove, man. You could use the dove as a seagull.
The
what?
We got sharks, octopus, shellfish.
For ocean, yeah.
Do the clownfish.
Oh no, what? No,
Crab. Do the crab.
Yeah, I was about to press the crab.
Ooh.
And I
Nice.
said, make it smaller because crabs are tiny.
Customize. Oh no, never mind.
Make it small.
Oh, I was going to say, just go to size, man. That's way faster.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Make like 50. Yeah, that's good.
Cool. And what do you want the crab to do, man? What should the crab do in your calming scene? Is it just going to walk around like a hedgehog?
Now move it up a little bit. Can it move like this way, vertical?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely can. If you tell it to point in direction like 10 at the beginning. So if you're making make a green flag script for it. So start with a green flag and then go to forever. And that way everything will start when we click the green flag. Yeah, cool. So if you now go to motion and tell it underneath the green flag, tell it to point in direction. You'll see down a little bit underneath glide 1 second. It says point in direction 90.
Did you pass it? Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that.
Amazing. Yeah, that's the one. So click that at the very top above your forever loop, right? Because we don't want it to continually like set the direction to be the same all the time. We need that at the very top. So outside the forever. Yeah. And then if you click in where it says 90, it'll give you like a little compass and you can move the arrow to tell it which way you want it to point, right? So if you point it up and slightly off, yeah, perfect. I wouldn't point it straight up because then it would just bounce up and down. If you point it off a little bit, yeah, awesome. And then inside your forever loop, tell it to move 10 steps, if on edge bounce, and then set your rotation style left, right. And it should go ping up and down the screen like you want.
Go down. If on edge bounce. If on edge bounce. Down.
That's it. Nice.
It's right there.
Oh, I'm trying to see. And voila. That's not good. It's walking all the way up.
I know, but I didn't want to just like cross like that because it doesn't look fun.
Let's see.
Now it's
I
fun.
10 steps. This too far so it doesn't go all the way out there.
Yeah. I think you can do it too. I know you have it with like if on edge bounce. I think you could also do it where if he touches like if I'm saying the crab is a he, but if the crab touches the ocean, it'll bounce as well, right, Mr. C?
You can set it so that it gets to a certain Y value. Like as it gets high enough up that it's about to touch the water, you just tell it to turn around. You can just change its direction, change the point in direction, whatever.
I think you could either do it changing like a Y value, or you could also do it for color, right? Like if touching a certain color, it'll bounce.
Yeah, you could do that as well with sensing. Yep, and you'd set using the eyedropper. So yeah, you could definitely do that. Which way do you guys want to do that?
So you said, like, how do I do the color one to like the Y position
All right,
thing?
cool. So give it a number for move however many steps. You want it to move some steps. Pop that in your code.
How about 2?
Yeah, cool.
You're not on mute anymore.
I know.
And then, so grab an if block.
Like,
move.
An if then block.
It's under control, right? You see one that says if then under control. So grab that and stick that inside your forever block.
this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
If then, well, there's 2 of them, but it's
So put that at the very bottom. Whoops, get that blue one out in the middle.
Hold on. Stop it.
Sophia, you're so bad at this.
Can you stop judging me? I'm trying my best here.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
you're doing a great job. Don't worry. He's just being your brother. He's just being a pain in the butt. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so grab that number where it says move 2 steps. Grab that and put that inside forever, but outside if then. That's it. You got it. Just pop it out and then clip it under or above. Either way.
Stop that.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, nice work, Sophia. This happens to me all the time where it just gets like clumped together. So sometimes you have to take it out and separate them.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
And you want
I'm not sticking
You want-
anything.
yeah, grab that one out as well. Put that one on top too. The blue one, put it on top. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Cool. And so now what you want is if you go to the light blue sensing menu, Sophia, you'll see one that says if touching something, and it's got like pointed ends. So go to that sensing menu on the left, yeah. And you see one that says at the top there, touching mouse pointer or touching color. That's it. That's the one you want. No, you got the right one. So clip that in.
Right there?
Yeah. If you put the end of it, so take the pointy end and put that in the hole and it should light up. There we go. If you let go, it clicks in. Yep, click the color. And now use the eyedropper at the bottom. There's a little picture of an eyedropper down the bottom. Yeah. And click on the ocean. You'll see a ring come up, so it shows you the color that it's going to choose.
Nice.
Cool. And now go back to motion. So if touching the color that is the ocean, then we want it to change your direction. So where are we? We want it to... Yeah, so go grab your point in direction block.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one. And stick it in your inside your if loop. Cool. And now grab an operator. So under the green menu, you see an operator. Grab a plus. And stick that inside where it says 90. Cool. And now inside the first one, so we need to go back to your motion one, and we're going to have it take the direction it's currently pointing in and add 180 degrees to it. So you see, roll down a little bit, and you see a round, like a bubble-shaped one that says direction. That's it. Yeah, there. So stick that in the first hole, and in the last hole, write the number 180. Yeah, perfect.
What'd I do?
What happened? Oh.
Okay, so what's happening is he's constantly turning 180 degrees. So what we want now is one that says change Y by. So grab the one that says change Y by and plug that in under point in direction and change that number to be like minus 20.
This is so funny. Can't do nothing about it.
Right.
You should.
It's still touching the ocean.
Okay. There we go.
It's like skipping. Oh, you see, yeah. So it gets to that. So the color you pick is like that darker blue.
It's not changing direction.
Can you stop?
I'm not doing anything. It's gonna...
He just stuck a bunch of sticky notes to my thigh.
No. I don't have anything.
Right, so it's going to come up to the water. It should turn around. No, it's made it over the top. What is it doing? It's going to turn back now when it hits the water. Yeah, look. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, the water's like a little bit different color, right? So it.
Yeah. That's where it's missing some of the blue. When it goes up the left-hand side, it's missing it. But it's also as it hits the blue, it doesn't seem to be changing direction.
Let's see.
I'm laughing. This is hilarious.
I can't work out why it's not doing that. Because it should just turn around, right? It should turn direction plus 180. So if you're... I wonder what it does if it comes up to a value that's over 360.
Excuse me. You see that, Sophia? The dark blue. Maybe try and get the light blue on that eyedropper, so that it doesn't even get past the light blue, like that on the edge of the ocean. So yeah, right, yeah, like the lighter blue, right, yeah, like that edge. Yeah, okay, there it goes. Okay, it's bouncing away from the water.
It's bouncing away now. Cool.
Yeah, nice work.
Nice one, Christina. Nice debug.
Yay, we did it!
Awesome.
Nice.
Well done, team.
Good work. Oh, this is a very relaxing beach scene.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, Sebastian or Sophia?
No.
What?
But then it goes to the mountain. Should I do like a? Should I do another one where so it can't go to the mountain
totally.
either?
Yeah. Right click on it where it says if. So if you use your right click on where it says if, you can copy that whole block and then just change the color. Yeah, so say duplicate, yeah. And clip that in at the bottom underneath your other if one. So outside the if.
Yeah, underneath
Down
it.
a little bit.
Ooh.
That's it. Pick that color.
And I wait for the crab to move so it doesn't.
That's a person. I don't know. Nice debugging, Sophia.
So yeah, you'll need to grab that if though and bring it outside of your other if, because what it's saying now is if it's touching that color and then if it's touching another color, they're like inside one another. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice,
Cool.
nice.
So now it should.
What? I'm sorry.
I wonder if it's touching that brown color on the beach.
I know.
Oh.
All right, so use the eyedropper and grab that like dark patch of beach that's just the sort of like down a bit, down a bit, down a bit. It's like a gray bit. Keep going down. I'd use the bit, that bit that's water. You can see it there. It looks like dark gray.
Up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, fingers crossed. Here it goes. Here it goes.
Crab. You can do it, Crab. Turn around. Yeah! Victory.
Coding for
Nice.
life.
We're coding
Awesome.
for life.
Then that was me.
Okay. One,
Wow,
two,
that's-
three.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh. Everyone breathe together now with the waves.
That is really soothing. I'm finding it really soothing. It's great.
I want a hedgehog. That's what I'm feeling right now. I've been influenced.
Uh-oh.
Oh, interesting, because the hedgehog is like a similar blue color to
Yeah.
the
It's
beach.
doing it again.
You think it's hitting the
Amazing.
you think it's hitting
Must be
the
something
hedgehog?
wrong with the end of the code.
Well, the color, so that color, Sophia, I think is right. It's the bluish color that's similar to the hedgehog. So now
Yeah,
we
maybe.
need to maybe add,
Yeah.
or maybe slow down the hedgehog. Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Nice one. Yeah, well done. That's cool, guys. Well done.
Okay, I need to slow down this hedgehog of mine.
He does seem a bit frantic, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, you have him going. How many steps is that? 30?
30, yeah. Yeah, he's whipping on.
So you could, Sophia, you can pick a number or similar. You could add in, or so I think we did
Random number.
before yet, just add in random numbers if you wanted.
Yeah, and then
Here
he'll
to
speed
pick
up
up.
and slow down.
I
Yeah,
added 10 and it slowed down. It was going
yeah,
slow.
cool.
Very calming. I think it's what we need sometimes, like
I
right
want
when we
boring.
go down.
Just be calming, not fun.
Boring.
That's cool. Nice one,
You don't know
guys.
how to chill.
Nice.
Doesn't mean it's boring.
Did you enjoy that? Was that fun, Sebastian and Sophia? Did you like that? Yeah, that was cool. It was
Yeah.
good having you guys on.
Yeah, I
That's fun.
appreciate it. Yeah. Sophia, if you were to add, if you had more time and you wanted to add more like relaxing, like either a Sprite or sounds, what else would you add to your project?
I probably if they had the seagull one, I would probably add that one
Yeah.
because usually that's what you see at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could always download like a picture of a seagull and upload it to Scratch.
Yeah, or
And
use
then-
Piskel. You guys know how to use Piskel. You can make a
Yeah.
seagull in Piskel.
Yeah, you can use it to make
And then
it.
like you could have a bunch of frames, right? You could animate it with frames and stuff in Piskel.
Yeah. Y'all did a great job with that last time. Awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. Awesome. Thanks for coming on, guys. I had a great time.
Yeah, it was so
And,
great to see you both again. Thanks for joining us. I know you have to go back to school after this. Okay, good luck. And thanks so much for joining us. It was great to see you. Feel free to share your project with us. Bye.
Later, guys. Cool. And that's the same with everyone else too. People who have been making things at home. If you've made a really nice calming scene, share it with us. We'll share it. You can do it at rpf.io/home. We'd love to see the things that you make. And if you've got some ideas for the stream or some things that you'd like us to share, you can send them to us as well. And we always love hearing from the community, the people who are making awesome stuff at home. Yeah. Is there anything else we want to talk about this week, Christina? The stream has been shifted to 5:30 now.
Yep, the stream's been shifted to 5:30, and this month is about looking after yourself. So every week we are going to be doing projects based on that theme. So like Emma shared and showed us earlier, we've got a pathway, so we're going to be following along with those projects. And as you saw today, like sometimes those projects are like a base project. They're to give you an idea, they're to give you the coding knowledge so that, like you saw, Sophia and Sebastian made it their own. So we definitely encourage you to do that. Personalize a project. What it means for me to look after myself and for me to de-stress looks really different than what it does like for Mr. C, and that's okay. We want you all to celebrate that and do what works best for you. So definitely share your projects with us. We'd love to see them.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. And we'll see everybody again here next week, 5:30 p.m. British Summer Time. Nice to see some more American viewers and people from around the world with a new time shift as well. That was really cool this week.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. And keep making cool stuff, guys. We'll see you next week. We'll catch you later. Bye, Christina.